Welcome to the Career Refresh Podcast. I'm your host, Jill Griffin. I'm a former media and marketing executive turned career strategist and executive coach. I spent my career working my way up and through the ranks of global organizations and startups, and today I show others how to do the same. Join me each week as we discuss the strategies and actionable steps to leverage your strengths, increase your confidence, and develop your career well-being. Ready? Let's do it. Hey friends, welcome back to the podcast. Okay, this week I want to talk to you about executive decisions and making executive decisions. It's really, in order to up-level your career, one of the most effective things that you can do for yourself is to remove decision-making drama. Because in order to scale your remit, your purview, your role, we have to scale your brain. And the way to scale your brain is we have to do mindset work, and then we also have to find a model that works for your brain to have effective decision making. So decisions and actions, right, we have to look at based on the business outcomes or the opportunities in front of you and really put your personal feelings aside. So what I want you to do when you think about this is I want you to think about your goals, how it is that you want to be working in the future. And then I also want you to think about who it is that you want to be in the future, right? Because when you get clear in that future self, when you get clear in the motivation of what's possible in the future, you can start bringing that into today by simply taking action from that feeling. So the first thing that I want to ground us on is that we need to have a really good relationship with the results that we're creating. Because if we're creating results that are like, I don't know, is this it? Is this not? One, in the moment, it's going to feel pretty stressful. And then two, the next time you go to make a decision, you're going to be thinking about that result that you don't really have that great a feeling about, and you're going to be using that to punch yourself in the face, right? That's what we do. So the first thing I want you to do is grab your notes app, or if you're a pen and paper person, grab pen and paper, pause this now, because I'm going to be asking you lots of questions. I want you to now give voice to the fear. I want you to answer the questions. What is it that I'm afraid of about making this decision? What is worrying me? And then understanding that a higher level executive mind is you want to be thinking about, when I make this decision now, what are some of the problems this decision is going to create, right? And just get clear with it. Look at the fear and don't hide from it. The second thing I want you to think about is actually getting into the decision and knowing that when you're making a decision, inevitably saying yes to something is saying no to something else, and therefore you may create additional problems. You get to weigh those problems and decide if it's worth it. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to work on shifting your perspective. So what's the possibility that this decision will create, right? Get excited about it. Get inspired with it. If you're not excited or inspired, you really want to think about if this is the decision you want to be making. And then I want you to ask yourself, how important is this decision? In 2 hours, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, you get the picture. How important is it? And then based on your answers there, you can decide if this is something you need to make a decision on today, or if it's something that is really not that important and worth your time, or if it's a decision that you can put off slightly for the future because you need additional information first. And then the next thing I want you to look at is what I call the Mindset OS, right? Am I willing to let my fears and doubts about this potential outcome keep me from making a decision? Really get clear on that. Another way to look at it is it worth more time to be in the decision spin, or is it worth your time? Is it a better use of your time to actually test the decision and sort of get it into market, so to speak? Okay? And then the last thing I want you to do is create a decision matrix for yourself. So there's two ways you can do it depending on the challenge that you're looking at and the decisions in front of you. One, you can make a list of all the things you need to do, bucket them into, is it easy or is it hard? And then looking at those two buckets and deciding, is this high impact or low impact? And I think you know then that the things that are easy with high impact, the things you're going to start on first, right? And then looking at the rest of it. So the next decision matrix that I'd like you to do is I would like you to draw a box on a piece of paper. And then I would like you to make a line in the middle horizontally and then a line in the middle vertically. So basically you have 4 boxes. Across the top, I want you to write urgent, not urgent. Along the left-hand side, I want you to write important and not important. And then for the 4 boxes in the middle, it's do it now. Moving to the right, it's plan it. And then the second tier is delegate it or drop it. I'll also drop a picture of this in social media so you can know what I'm talking about. And then this decision matrix becomes really easy because it's understanding if something is urgent or not urgent, if it's important or not important. And then based on those answers, you're either doing it, planning it, delegating it, or dropping it. So this is what I found to be super easy, clear, straightforward. Ask yourself a series of questions, up-level your executive decision making, give voice to the thoughts and the fears and the doubts, spend a little time there, get clear, understand what you're going to create, and by making this decision, and what other problems you're going to have by making this decision. Looking at shifting your perspective and understanding what's the possibility and what is this result going to create over a stretch of time. And then lastly, really understanding when I give thought to the fear, is it better to spend time and not spin, or is it better to get into testing? It's super simple. And then looking at a decision matrix. All right, friends. I would love to hear what your thoughts are here, how you go about decisions. Do you have your own decision scorecard or matrix? As always, you can drop me an email at hello@jillgriffincoaching.com. And I appreciate you so much. Until next time. Hey, thanks for listening to the Career Refresh podcast. If you're enjoying this and you want more information, go to my website, jillgriffincoaching.com. There you can find information on how to work with me one-on-one or my group programs, or even bring me into your workplace. I'll put the link to my website in the show notes. But hey, listen, before you go, do me a favor, rate and review this podcast because it definitely helps me get the word out to people everywhere so that they can also thrive in the workplace. All right, friends, I appreciate you. I'll see you soon.